All the information shared in this video is available on the public platform. Nothing is discussed here which may breach the confidentiality of our armed forces. Defense Detective respects our defense forces and works only on the information that is available for public use.
2 years after its first flight, South Korea's KF-21 Borame multi-role fighter aircraft entered initial production in record time, despite hiccups in the program. The Defense Acquisition Program Administration, DAPA, of South Korea announced that the KF-21 Borame multi-role fighter aircraft in South Korea was now in the early manufacturing phase. A ceremony was held at the Sachin site of manufacturer Korea Aerospace Industries, KAI, on 10th July to commemorate the assembly of the first KF-21 production model. According to DAPA, KAI also displayed a variety of automated manufacturing tools that would aid the production of KF-21. DAPA emphasized, the automation process will increase the accuracy of the assembly process, maximize production efficiency, and contribute to shortening the production period. It also noted that automated manufacturing will strengthen KAI's ambition to export the aircraft. After a successful maiden manufacturing run, the aircraft is expected to enter mass production in 2026. The initial manufacturing comes after KAI announced last month that it had signed a $1.96 trillion $1.41 billion contract with DAPA to begin production of the next-generation KF-21 fighter jet. At that time, KAI announced that they had signed a contract to produce 20 KF-21 fighters, with the agreement set to continue until 2027. DAPA is expected to award a contract in 2025 for a second batch of 20 KF-21s. The Republic of Korea Air Force, ROKF, will receive the first batch of aircraft from DAPA by late 2026. The period of mass production is poised to continue until 2032. The Republic of Korea Air Force, ROKF, requires 120 KF-21s. Of these, 40 are planned to be delivered between 2026 and 2028, and the other 80 by 2032. As per the original plan, KAI planned to sign a contract with the DAPA in 2024 to build 40 cutting-edge fighters in the first batch. Nonetheless, it is a historic feat. The aircraft has moved towards production quickly, zooming ahead of other next-generation aircraft like India's Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, which will not enter service until 2034. The KF-21 is well on its way to entering production despite encountering several hiccups, especially with Indonesia, which has dragged its feet on cost-sharing as a co-developer. As of February 2024, the country owed around $1 billion in payment. Matters came to a head when allegations were made that some Indonesian engineers allegedly attempted to steal classified technologies related to South Korea's KF-21 fighter jet. The accusations prompted a joint investigation by the National Intelligence Service, NIS, and the Defense Counterintelligence Command, DCC, of South Korea. South Korea's next-generation KF-21 Borame. The KF-21, an advanced supersonic fighter, is slated to replace the South Korean Air Force's aging F-4 and F-5 jet fleet. The Borame fighter jet is set to be the main aircraft for South Korea's Air Force and is expected to greatly improve the country's three-axis defense system, which is aimed at countering potential threats from North Korea. In the fifth generation of 4.5++ generation race, South Korea is preparing to join the elite group of nations, the US, Russia, and China, with a fifth-generation warplane. While the KF-21's airframe is considered stealthier than fourth-generation fighters, it does not yet match the capabilities of the F-35, a fifth-generation aircraft. It does not currently possess internal weapons base, but future upgrades may see an addition, which could result in the aircraft being reclassified by Seoul as a fifth-generation fighter. Once that happens, KF-21 could become the fourth country to develop and operate a fifth-generation warplane. The aircraft currently has 9 to 10 external hardpoints for weaponry, depending on the configuration. Though little information is available about the possible armament aboard the KF-21 aircraft, it is said to be equipped with air-to-air missiles, bombs, and cutting-edge machine guns. Earlier this year, the KF-21 also conducted its first live-fire test with the long-range air-to-air Meteor missile. On the same day, DARPA confirmed the successful testing of the IRIS-T short-range air-to-air missile, further showcasing the KF-21's capabilities. In March this year, the KF-21 Borame completed its first aerial refueling test, marking a significant advance in its development. As confirmed by DARPA, this milestone underscored the aircraft's potential for extended-range operations. India is not only lagging behind South Korea but we are also lagging behind Turkey. Turkey's fifth-generation aircraft, Kern, made its first flight in February 2024. Considering that just in 2010, Turkey's Defense Industry Executive Committee, SIC, had decided to design, develop, and manufacture a national next-generation air superiority fighter that would replace Turkey's F-16 fleet, it was an outstanding achievement. India has to learn from Turkey's successes in unmanned platforms. They are also ahead in helicopters and transport aircraft. Turkey is clearly way ahead in the fifth-generation fighter program. India's AMCA has still to get CCS approval, even though a critical design review, CDR, has been completed. AMCA's challenges will be similar to Kern, including stealth and aero engine. It appears that Turkey is also moving much faster in decision-making. India has the advantage of a larger economy. India's DRDO and HAL are bigger, albeit a little more bureaucratic. India is doing well in radars and missiles. India needs to leap forward on AMCA. India perhaps has to be more open to taking foreign assistance. We need to run the AMCA project along with the Aero Engine project using a task force approach. We must put an equivalent of Metroman, Sridharan to head the project or bring it directly under PMO.